Double O Duck. When there's trouble, you call DOD. Yeah, it doesn't have the same ring to it. Hello, the Animator here, and welcome to another episode of Cartoon Breakdown. As you might remember from my last video, please watch it if you haven't seen it, I mentioned that Disney commissioned 3 cartoons with the success of DuckTales and the Gummy Bears. Of course, I'm referring to Tailspin, The Secret Adventures of Bullwinkle, again, that's a thing, and The Rescue Rangers. This episode is going to focus on the second of those cartoons, The Secret Adventures of Bullwinkle, or as it later became, Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck started out as The Secret Adventures of Bullwinkle. And no, that was not a working title for the show. It was actually going to be a show about Rocky and Bullwinkle in much the same way as the original Bullwinkle show, complete with segments featuring Rocky and Bullwinkle and a new Fractured series simply titled Fractured Scary Tales. It would also see the return of the Mr. Know-It-All segments, featuring Bullwinkle. Michael Peraza was given the task of fleshing out the new show with the help of Tad Stones one August Monday morning in 1989. They had a week to do it, but come Friday morning of that week, they were told by Gary Kreisel they didn't have the rights to the show. He'd been assured, falsely, by the Disney legal staff that they had the rights, but they only had the rights to the home distribution. Michael Peraza and Tad Stones were now without a show, and had the span of 3 days to get a new one made up. Luckily, Tad had been working on the idea of a possible spin-off from the DuckTales series, inspired by the episodes Double O Duck and The Masked Mallard. With 3 days to work on them, Michael Peraza worked at a breakneck speed to get the visuals done in time for the presentation, all in one weekend. His hard work paid off as the pitch for the show went well, and it was greenlit. Problems for the show were that the title Double O was copyrighted, and the lead needed to be redesigned as he was created for an episode of DuckTales, and the look was for a half-an-hour episode and not a full series. Keeping with the Dark Knight theme they had been working with, they renamed the show Darkwing Duck. Darkwing got a new look thanks to Toby Sheldon, and the production on the show was started. The show was dramatically different to that of the original DuckTales episode, as the lead was now Darkwing, and Launchpad was now in the role of the sidekick. Darkwing got a new secret identity, Drake Mallard, both voiced by Jim Cummings, and was given an adopted daughter named Goslin, voiced by Christine Cavanaugh. The show was set in St. Canard, and had a number of cameos from the DuckTales series, most notably Launchpad, voiced by Trent McGovern. There were other characters that crossed over like Ma Beagle and the Beagle Boys, and Gizmo Duck. This led people to rightfully assume that both DuckTales and Darkwing Duck took place in the same universe. But Tad Stones in 2016 stated that he thought they were in different universes. And if Tad said it, it must be set in stone. The show premiered on March 31st, 1991 in a sneak peek airing on the Disney Channel. From April 6th, 1991 to July 14th, the series ran on the weekends in a Saturday morning lineup as a preview of the show. September 6th of that same year, the 2-hour premiere of the show kicked off the official start of the series and ran until May 20th, 1992, having Season 1 with 65 episodes. Season 2 was also started September 7th, 1991 on another channel, ABC Saturday mornings, at the same time as Season 1. It lasted until November 30th, 1991, with only 13 episodes. Season 3 ran on ABC as well, from September 12th till December 12th, 1992, with 13 more episodes, making the total number of episodes 91. The show would air in reruns until November of 2004, and an episode on December 25th, 2004, for Christmas. The next time the show would air would be January 19th, 2007, as part of the Toon Disney Wild Card Stack, but missing a few episodes. If you want to see the show, unfortunately, there's no way to see all 91 episodes, because Volume 1 and 2 of the DVDs contain only 54 episodes. And that's if they don't include the 2-part pilot as part of the 25 episodes for Volume 1. I do hope with the announcements at the San Diego Comic-Con and the rise of the Duck Knight on the new DuckTales series, it might lead to the release of the rest of this series on DVD, or even have a full series box set on Blu-ray. At the very least, release them on a streaming site like Amazon and YouTube like they did for Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. If you like what you see, or this type of show is interesting to you, go ahead and subscribe. I'm your host, The Animator, and this was Cartoon Breakdown.
Say, did you hear that? We almost became a Disney show.
Wow, that would have been great. We could have been introduced to a whole new generation and possibly inspire them to become the next animators of the world.
Yeah, but there's one problem with that.
Oh, Bullwinkle, and what's that?
The show. It would have been good,